Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Best English Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I am truly delighted that you are here with me today. If this is your very first time listening, I want you to know something important. You didn't find this podcast by accident. You are here because you want to improve, to grow, and to become more confident in English. And here, you are not alone. Each day, thousands of learners just like you choose to take small steps forward, and together those steps create real progress. At Best English Podcast, we believe that learning is not just about rules or memorizing words. It is about connection, confidence, and building a voice that truly feels like your own. So, if you are ready to challenge yourself, to practice with focus, and to discover how enjoyable learning can be, then stay with us. Take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's walk this journey together. And today's topic is one that so many learners struggle with. Why can you understand English, but still find it so hard to speak? By the end of this episode, you will not only understand the reasons behind this common problem, but you'll also learn clear, practical ways to finally break through and speak with confidence. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Now, let's take a closer look at the problem. Many learners tell me I can understand English when I listen. But when I try to speak, my mind goes blank. Does that sound familiar to you? This happens because listening and speaking are not the same skill. When you listen, your brain is working in one direction. Information comes in. You recognize words, you connect them to meaning, and you understand the main idea. But when you speak, it is the opposite. Your brain must push information out. You need to find the right words, organize them into correct grammar, choose the right pronunciation, and say it all in real time. That is why speaking feels so much harder than listening. It is not because you are bad at English. It is simply because the brain has to work much faster and with more pressure. Think about it like this: when you watch someone play the piano, it may look easy. But the moment you sit down and try to play the same piece, suddenly your fingers freeze. Understanding is passive. Speaking is active, and active skills always need more practice. So, if you feel stuck when speaking, please remember this is normal. It doesn't mean you are failing. It simply means you haven't trained your speaking muscle enough yet. And in the next part, we are going to explore the most common reasons learners stay silent, even when they understand perfectly. Stay with me. So, why is it that even when you understand everything, the words refuse to come out of your mouth? Let's break this down together. There are 3 very common barriers, and I want you to ask yourself honestly if any of these sound like you. Barrier number 1, of mistakes. How many times have you stopped yourself from speaking because you thought, what if I say it wrong? What if people laugh? What if they don't understand me? I know that feeling. Many learners feel embarrassed before they even open their mouths. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are brave enough to try. Think for a moment. When a child learns their first language, do they worry about grammar rules? Of course not. They just speak. They make mistakes all the time, and that's exactly how they grow. Barrier number 2, thinking in your native language. This one is powerful. You hear a question in English. Instead of answering directly, your brain quickly translates it into your own language, builds an answer, and then tries to translate it back into English. No wonder you freeze. That whole process takes too long, and by the time you are ready to speak, the conversation has already moved on. So, here's a little question for you. Do you notice yourself translating in your head? If yes, don't worry. Awareness is the first step to change. Barrier number 3, lack of active vocabulary. Maybe you know hundreds of words when you see them on paper, but when it's time to speak, your brain goes blank. Why? Because recognition and recall are not the same thing. Recognizing a word when you see it or hear it is passive knowledge. But being able to produce that word in the middle of a conversation, that is active knowledge. and to build active knowledge, you need repeated practice in real speaking situations. Now, let me ask you, which of these three barriers is your biggest challenge? Is it fear of mistakes? Is it thinking in your first language? Or is it struggling to find the words when you need them? Be honest with yourself, because once you identify the real barrier, you can finally start breaking it down. And in the next part, I'm going to show you why listening alone is not enough, and how you can turn your understanding into confident speaking. So don't go anywhere. This next part may completely change the way you practice English. All right, so you might be thinking, but wait, I listen to English every day. I watch movies, I listen to podcasts, I understand most of it. Why can't I speak? That's a very important question. Here's the truth. Understanding is passive, speaking is active. And the bridge between those two skills is not automatic. Think about it. When you listen to a story, your brain is busy receiving. You're taking in information, matching sounds with meaning. But when you speak, your brain has to create. It must choose words, build sentences, and push them out. In real time, with real pressure. It's a little bit like music. Imagine listening to piano music every day. You may recognize the melody, even hum along, but does that mean you can sit down at the piano and play it perfectly? Of course not. Listening gives you familiarity, but playing requires practice, mistakes, and muscle memory. And English works exactly the same way. If you only listen, your brain becomes a great audience, but not a great performer. So here's a challenge for you. The next time you listen to something in English, don't stop at understanding. Try to speak it back. Repeat a sentence you just heard. Shadow the speaker. Summarize what you understood out loud. Because every time you do this, you're teaching your brain, I don't just recognize these words, I can produce them too. Ask yourself, how often do you actually open your mouth when you practice English? Once a day? Once a week? Or maybe almost never? If speaking isn't part of your daily practice, then it's no surprise your understanding and speaking don't feel equal. But here's the good news. You don't need hours and hours. Even 10 minutes of active speaking every single day will start to change everything. Think about it. 10 minutes is shorter than a coffee break, shorter than scrolling through your phone, yet it could be the very practice that unlocks your fluency. So here's what I want you to remember from this part. Listening is the foundation, but speaking is the action. And without action, knowledge stays silent. In the next part, we'll go even deeper and talk about one powerful shift that can help you stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. This, my friend, could be a game changer. Let me ask you something. When you try to speak English, do you ever feel this pause? That moment where your brain quickly translates from your native language into English before the words finally come out. If you do, you're not alone. Almost every learner experiences this, and honestly, it's one of the biggest reasons why you understand English, but can't speak it smoothly. Here's why translation is slow. Your brain is doing double work. First, it creates the sentence in your own language. Then it tries to rebuild it in English. By the time you're ready to speak, the moment has already passed. But here's the good news. You don't need to stay stuck in translation mode forever. You can actually train your brain to skip that step and go straight to English. How? Let me give you 3 powerful steps. Step 1. Use simple English, not perfect English. Many learners freeze because they want to translate complicated ideas. But the secret is, start simple. Instead of saying, I experienced a severe headache yesterday, you can say, my head hurt a lot yesterday. Same meaning, less stress. Simplicity frees you from translation. Step 2. Connect words with images, not your native language. For example, when you learn the word apple, don't link it to the word in your own language. Instead, picture a red, shiny apple in your mind. Feel its crunch, taste its sweetness. This way, your brain connects English directly to the idea, not through translation. Step 3. Practice English-only moments. Choose a small part of your day, maybe 5 minutes in the morning or while walking outside, and promise yourself, I will only think in English right now. It doesn't matter if your sentences are short, broken, or even wrong. What matters is that your brain gets used to using English as the first option, not the second. Remember, fluency doesn't mean speaking with big, perfect words. It means speaking naturally, without delay, without translation holding you back. And the more you practice these small steps, the faster you'll notice the shift. One day, you'll suddenly realize, wait, I just spoke without translating. That moment is magic. That's when English starts to feel like part of you. So, keep this in mind. The journey from translating to thinking in English is not about speed. It's about practice, patience, and tiny daily choices. In the next part, we're going to uncover another secret: why fear of mistakes is silently killing your fluency, and how to break free from it. Let's be honest. Have you ever stayed quiet in a conversation, not because you didn't know the words, but because you were afraid of saying them wrong? If so, you are not alone. This fear is so common. Many learners tell me, I understand, but when I try to speak, my tongue freezes. What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? What if they don't understand me? But here's the truth. Fear of mistakes is the biggest reason why you understand English but cannot speak it. Think about it. When you were a child learning your first language, did you worry about mistakes? Of course not. You made thousands of mistakes every single day. You mixed up words. You used strange grammar. Sometimes nobody understood you, but you didn't stop. You kept speaking, and that's exactly why you learned. Now compare that with adults. We worry about sounding stupid. We want to be perfect. And so we wait. Wait for the perfect sentence, the perfect grammar, the perfect accent. But while we're waiting, the conversation moves on, and we remain silent. Here's what I want you to remember. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is. Every mistake is proof that you are learning. Every wrong word is one step closer to the right word. And every time you speak, even with errors, your brain is training itself to be faster, smoother, more confident. So instead of saying, what if I make a mistake, ask yourself, what if this mistake is the exact step I need to grow? I once had a student who refused to speak in class. Her grammar exercises were perfect, but she would not open her mouth. One day I asked her to share just one simple sentence. She was so nervous, her voice shook, but she said it. Yes, it had a small grammar error. But you know what happened? Everyone smiled. Everyone understood her, and the fear started to fade. Mistakes are not a wall, they are the doorway. The more you go through them, the more natural your English will feel. So here's my challenge to you. This week, allow yourself to make at least 3 mistakes in English conversations. Write them down, smile at them, celebrate them. Because every mistake means you are moving forward, while fear keeps you standing still. In the next part, we'll uncover another hidden reason why you might understand English but still struggle to speak: lack of active speaking practice. And I'll show you practical ways to fix it, even if you don't have anyone to talk to. Here's a question for you. How many hours have you spent reading English textbooks, writing vocabulary lists, listening to podcasts like this one? And now let me ask you another question. How many hours have you actually spent speaking English, out loud, with your own voice? For most learners, the answer is very clear: not enough. You see, understanding English is a passive skill. Your brain receives the language. But speaking? Speaking is active. It requires your brain, your tongue, your lips, and your memory to work together instantly. And that only happens through practice. Think about learning to play the piano. You can read music theory for years, watch videos of great pianists, even imagine yourself playing. But until your fingers actually touch the keys, you will never play a song. English works exactly the same way. If you only listen, read, or study silently, you'll understand more and more. But when it's time to open your mouth, nothing comes out. The solution is simple but powerful. You must create speaking opportunities every single day, even if no one is around to talk with you. So how can you do this? Let me share some easy, practical methods. Shadowing. Listen to a short sentence from a podcast, a movie, or even this episode. Pause it and immediately repeat it, trying to copy the rhythm, the pronunciation, the emotion. This trains your mouth to move with the language. Self-talk. Describe your daily activities in English out loud, as if you are talking to a friend. For example, now I am making coffee. It smells really good. Later, I will call my friend. It feels silly at first, but it's incredibly effective. Record yourself. Use your phone to record 1 or 2 minutes of speaking every day. Then listen to it. Notice your pronunciation, your grammar, your confidence. Recording makes you aware of your progress and your weak points. Speaking with AI or language partners. If you don't have native speakers around, you can still practice with online tools or apps. The important thing is not who you practice with, it's that you are actively speaking. The truth is, you don't need to live abroad, you don't need dozens of native friends, and you don't need perfect conditions. All you need is your own voice and the courage to use it. So from today, make a promise to yourself. At least 10 minutes of active speaking practice every day. No excuses. Remember, you learn to understand English by listening, but you will learn to speak English by speaking. In the next part, we'll dig into another hidden reason that keeps learners silent. Translating too much from your first language, and I'll show you how to start thinking directly in English. Here we are, my friend, the final part of today's journey. And this one might be the most important of all. Thinking in English instead of translating from your first language? Let me ask you, have you ever had a moment where you knew exactly what you wanted to say, but your brain froze because you were busy translating? It feels like your mind is a traffic jam. The words are there, but they are trapped, waiting to be translated, piece by piece. Here's the truth, translation is a slow bridge. At the very beginning of learning, it helps a little, but if you keep depending on it, you will always be one step behind. The key to fluency is not faster translation, it's no translation at all. It's learning to let English words connect directly to meaning, without going through another language first. So how do you make this shift? Let me share 3 practical steps. Use simple words to think simple thoughts. Don't wait until your English is perfect, start now. If you don't know how to say delicious, just say good food. The point is to think directly in English with the tools you already have. Visualize, don't translate. When you hear the word apple, don't translate it into your native language. Instead, imagine the picture of a shiny red apple in your mind. This way, English connects straight to meaning. Practice mini moments of English. Set short times during your day where you allow only English in your thoughts. For example, when you walk outside, tell yourself, "The sky is blue, the air feels cold, I'm walking fast." These tiny habits slowly rewire your brain. And here's the good news. The more you practice listening, speaking, and surrounding yourself with English, the less your brain will even try to translate. It becomes natural. It becomes automatic. It becomes you. So today I want you to remember something powerful. You do not need to be perfect to start speaking. You only need to be brave enough to use the English you already know. You can understand English, and you can speak it. All it takes is daily listening, active speaking, and the courage to stop translating and start thinking in English. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to stay with us, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And remember, your English voice is waiting inside you. Set it free.